business, I didn't really need to master the art of credit. Right. But for you, you had to, because you have, $4 million worth of exotic cars that you're renting out. Right. You got Airbnbs all over the place that you're renting out, so you have a lot of cash flow.
Time has come. There's no way out of this one.
You needed credit for all of that. Exactly. So talk to us the importance of credit and why that's important.
Hey, watch this. Watch how we bring it out of you.
Basically, when I first started, I didn't know anything about credit. I only knew cash like you. So when I was going to the banks or whatever, they were basically telling me like I couldn't get anything. Even with money, I still couldn't, secure certain things. So I was just like, okay, well, what do I need to do to build my credit? So I ran into somebody and they told me about trade lines. Now, if anybody don't know what trade lines are ways that you can pay people or companies to piggyback off of their credit.
I almost puked, but let me stay focused. I almost puked, but let me stay focused.
So let's say if somebody got a $30,000 credit card, you can basically pay them for their history to be on your credit. You get what I'm saying? So once you pay somebody for their history, it all goes on your credit. Now, it will not stay on your credit, but it will get you to the next step of, if I don't have no credit cards and I get $30,000 on my credit, automatically I will be qualified for at least a $20,000 credit card until that trade line falls off.
Yo, this is where he capping, y'all, and I'm gonna hold him accountable. Pay attention to what just happened.
Now, if there's any negatives on your credit, you might want to get the negatives removed before you try building your credit. But if you're trying to get a credit score that's an 800 in less than 2 to 3 months, very first step is you want to start on trade lines or primary.
I'm calling you out. I'm so sick of these people.
What are trade lines and primaries? Trade lines are a piggyback off someone else's credit. So let's say if I got a credit card and I want to make you if I want to make you an authorized user on my credit card so you can gain my history, it's called a trade.
Nigga, you gotta be ashamed of yourself, nigga. Real talk. You gotta be ashamed of yourself. All as you is.
And basically, your credit score will be through the roof. After that, you know what I'm saying? You'll see your shit go from 6, 7, almost to like 800. As far as this video, I suggest anybody to just work on your credit, get your credit score up as much as you can, because it's a lot of people out here with money. They don't have no credit at all. They can't even get a regular car, you know what I'm saying? So
as much as you can, because it's a lot of people out here with money. They don't have no credit at all. They can't even get a regular car, you know what I'm saying? So
Yo, this is where he capping, y'all, and I'm gonna hold him accountable. Pay attention to what just happened.
So if anybody at like a 6, you know what I'm saying, a 5, you know what I'm saying, only thing that could be holding your points back from being on your credit, or you might not even have no credit. This is for the people that don't have no credit. All you need is some trade lines. All you need is some primaries or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Once you put that on your credit, you straight, you feel me? You're gonna be able to really turn up. You're gonna be able to really like go to the next level as far as like doing what you have to do.
Now, for those of you who are seeking to improve your credit score by buying authorized user age trade lines, here's the real deal. Spending bare money to buy age trade lines is a waste, as being an authorized user only has temporary effects on your credit score, about 2 months, and isn't weighed nearly as much as being the primary holder of the card when determining your creditworthiness for loans and other lines of credit.
I knew this would cause a lot of controversy. I know that, but I didn't think it would get to this magnitude. I didn't think it was possible.
But one thing you have to remember, right? There's a difference between credit scores and underwriting. Now, the reason why I say this is because there's this assumption that all you need to do if you have bad credit or no credit at all is add authorized user trade lines, and then you can go to a bank and they'll give you comparable types of approvals and limits. That strategy worked several years ago, but in today's day and age, in 2020, that strategy does not work. And the reason why it does not work is because when underwriters are looking at your profile, they're looking at your primary accounts, right? Accounts where you're 100% legally responsible for that account and you've managed that account over a certain period of time. Remember, an authorized user account is not actually your account. That does not show your credit worthiness or your ability to repay. And underwriters understand this and they know this. So sometimes, institutions will even rescore your credit based only on your primary accounts. And I've seen this firsthand, like I've had several, individuals reach out to me. I'll review their credit score. They can't figure out why they're getting denied. And when I look at their profile, I see, okay, you have all these authorized user accounts, but you have little to no primary accounts where you're the primary account holder, where you're legally responsible for the debt. The difference between a primary account and an authorized user account, a primary account is going to be weighted more heavily when it comes to your credit and when it comes to underwriting, right? An authorized user account, yes, it's going to increase your credit score, But a high credit score does not always mean easier approvals, right? You could have someone, and I've seen this countless times, right? Someone with like a 670, 680 get more approvals and higher limits than someone with, you know, a 750, 780, because that person with the 670, 680 has primary accounts over a certain period of time. Now, they might have a couple things that might be dragging their score slightly down, right? Their utilization might be a little high. They might have a lot of recent inquiries, or they might have a late payment or a collection that's just dragging them down. But they have a more comprehensive profile versus the 780, where they just bought 4 or 5 authorized users and they don't have no accounts of their own. And I always emphasize this.
This person left a comment on my Bandman Kevo Never Buy Tradelines video the other day, and it pretty much highlights my sentiment. Courtney Jackson says, I did add a tradeline / authorized user for my aunts. Perfect credit, Discover 1986, 15K credit limit, $40 balance, and FICO 8 moved only 15 points. But the FICO 2 didn't move at all. FICO 2 is used for mortgage. I don't know why. Help.
I told you. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? 'Cause I told you. And when did I tell you? A long time ago. And what did I say will happen when I told you? Exactly what just happened.
Not even being used to determine your creditworthiness. So before I go any further, I have information here from Experian.com. For those of you who don't believe me, all right, I'm gonna read this verbatim. It says, everyone has multiple credit scores, and some scores may not consider authorized user activity as representative of your trustworthiness as activity on an individual or joint account. For that reason, if you're looking to rebound from damaged credit or to see a big boost fast, you may want to open an account of your own. One of the credit scores that I was mentioning, FICO credit score, FICO 8 model, which is one of the credit scores that they use to determine your creditworthiness, that doesn't even incorporate authorized user activity. So when you're looking to buy a trade line and use that aged or seasoned information to help you, to benefit you, a lot of you are wasting your time because that's not even going to be used to determine your creditworthiness. These companies are beginning to create systems that allow them to pinpoint the tricks that you're using to improve your credit score and not even use that information when determining your creditworthiness. It's a total waste of time.
And if you thought this was an anomaly, let me direct you lot to the Tradeline Supply reviews. I purchased, this is about a week ago. Let me stop. I purchased a trade line and I posted to all 3 credit bureaus and raised my credit score about 28 points. Not where I needed to be for what I'm trying to do.
I told you. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? 'Cause I told you. And when did I tell you? A long time ago. And what did I say will happen when I told you? Exactly what just happened.
Kevin Bixton. Paid for a card, but it made 0 effect on my credit score. Word is that credit bureaus have become aware of this, and piggybanking no longer works. I bought a trade line and I posted, and then 3 weeks later, it was deleted, and my points dropped 71 points. Lost all my money I put into a trade line. Credit didn't go up at all. I've contacted them through email, but they stopped responding. Do not buy from them. 100% waste of money.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Do I gotta pull out any more receipts? Come on, man. The best bet to improve your credit score while negotiating payment for deletion on the bad debt that is on your credit report is to get a secured credit card. If you're in the US of A, I recommend you look getting the Discover It secured credit card.
The one and only, the Discover It secured credit card, baby. This has a $0 annual fee, which is huge when you're trying to build your credit, because most cards charge annual fees because they're like, yeah, this guy doesn't have the best credit, so let's just kick him while he's down. I know, credit card companies are terrible, but another great thing about this card is you actually get 1% to 2% cash back on purchases, which is insane for a secured credit card. And to top that off, Discover will actually match your cash back during your first year. which again is insane for a secured credit card. Then lastly, this secured credit card only makes you put $200 towards it. So if you don't know what a secured credit card is, it's essentially you giving Discover $200 and saying, here's my $200. They're gonna say, okay, thank you. We're gonna give you a credit card that has a $200 limit on it, and then it acts like a normal credit card. You charge it, you make payments, you charge it, you make payments, and it's a normal credit card. Then when you actually close that account, Discover goes, hey, thanks for being a customer. Here's the $200 you gave us at the beginning. Take that back into your bank account.
For my fellow Canadians out there, Canucks, I recommend the Refresh Financial Security Credit Card. The minimum deposit is only about $200. You get your money back after about a year or 6 months, I believe, or after you close your accounts and your credit improves.
The Refresh Financial Secured Visa. This card has guaranteed approval as long as you're the age of majority, have your security deposit, and don't have an existing or pending account with Refresh Financial. This card is the only card on this list that doesn't do credit checks. When applying for a new credit card, the issuer will do a hard inquiry, which will cost you some points to your credit score. With Refresh Financial, you won't take any hit to your credit score. The annual fee for this credit card is $12.95, but there is a $3 monthly fee on top of that. So really, it's $48.95 a year. Also be aware that there is a $2 monthly inactive fee. So make sure you do at least one transaction a month to avoid this. The minimum security deposit for this card is $200 and the maximum is $10,000.
And for my people them in the UK, the best bet would probably be the Aqua Classic Secured Credit Card.
3, we have the Aqua Classic credit card. This one has a credit limit of £1,200, which is obviously much higher than the previous cards, which is obviously a bit nicer to have a more flexible credit limit to buy things that you need. Obviously, if you've got a car repair coming up, this might actually exceed £500, and therefore it's nicer to have a bigger credit limit to be able to afford to pay this amount. They also accept people that have bad credit. This is obviously worse than having no credit, and is when your score is below 450. This is really good because if you've missed a payment or two, they'll give you the opportunity to repair your credit history and prove that you're a reliable spender. For this card, you also don't need to have any minimum income, and it also doesn't matter what current bank account you have. This credit card isn't limited for students and is available for everyone, as long as you're over the age of 18.
And you lot definitely pre the book, Repair Your Credit Like the Pros by Carolyn Warren, How Credit Attorneys Legally Delete Bad Debt. Definitely been a game changer for me when I had my 12K credit card debt from a failed Amazon FBA. So you'll tap into that. Links in the description. Pin comment as well.
Life is good, oh. Look at the weather. Everything is fine, oh. Glory to God, oh. I just wanna dance. I just wanna be there. I just wanna dance. I just wanna be there. We gonna party till